Hey guys, how you doing? It's me again, Nintendo Gamer Tom. How is everybody doing? It's been a while. You look good. Did you do something new with your hair? Got the dust off the shoulders? Good. So last time. Oh yeah, you remember my cousin Sam?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, people out there.
Hello.
I also have.
Oh my god.
I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, she started a YouTube channel. I inspired her because I'm amazing.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
10TDM inspired me.
Yeah, he is pretty cool. Alright.
Okay, bye.
Alright. That was great. Subscribe to her channel. It's not hard to find. Samantha Urban. It's great. It's awesome.
I'm changing the name.
She'll change the name soon. Think what was it? Lindsay 900 or something?
No, it's gonna be Sammy 3000.
Okay. Cool. So last time we talked, I didn't really give much about the channel. I just said that future content will come when it comes, but not much has come recently. I don't know what's going to be going on with the channel. It's kind of the last year of the school I'm going to, so things are a bit here and there. Plus I have work outside of YouTube since we're a small YouTube channel. So at the moment I don't know when we're going to do the next thing big of content. Who knows, maybe it'll be months from now, years from now, and I don't want to get you guys' hopes up, but I want to make this video because I'm bored at home. I have to deal with this little devil right over here.
Hey, I'm not a devil.
I'm joking, Sam. I love you.
Noogie.
Oh my
Noogie.
gosh!
I am a devil.
She is a devil.
Only with him, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And my uncle.
Yeah, and Mike from time to time, and my cousin Mike from time to time. So pretty much this video didn't have much of a purpose, just to talk, so I decided that I'm gonna do, like, usually when you get famous, you do like a top 10 Pokemon video. So this is gonna be my brief draft of a Pokemon top 10 video, since I don't have much else going for me right now. There's a ton of Pokemon news that I might want to discuss later down the road, but that's for a different video. I don't feel like up to talking about that, and I don't even know what it means. Gen 6.5, Gen 7, Pokemon Z, I don't care. I just wanted to talk to you guys because I had not much to do. So this vlog, I decided, since it doesn't have much of a topic, is going to pretty much be a rough draft of what I want my top 10 favorite Pokemon to be. Some honorable mentions, just to get it started off, is Talonflame, Raticate, Arcanine, Rhyperior, Serperior, Krookodile, and Crobat. Yeah, that's a lot of honorable mention, but that's because I love Pokemon, and I love those certain Pokemon. So this video is just going to be like me telling little stories about why I love these Pokemon, and pretty much why I love these Pokemon, why they're my top 10 rough draft at the moment. What your top 10 is, leave it down in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it. If Venusaur is goddamn down there, though, we're gonna have problems. Anyway. God, I'm getting over being sick, guys. I'm sorry. This is why I didn't want to make this video earlier in the week. I had no voice. I literally had no voice. So, moving on, let's get on with the list. Number 10 is a bit of an odd choice. It's Dedenne, Gen 6, obviously, you know. The Electric Fairy. And like most of the Pokemon on this list, my love for it comes from a story. When I got Pokemon X and Y, I was already almost at. Bye, Sam.
I'm going to the bathroom.
All right, have fun at the bathroom.
Seriously, Thomas?
Oh my God. So, my story is back when I first got Pokemon X and Y. I had gone pretty much almost my whole team by the second gym, because the second gym was so far away. Anyone will pretty much tell you that when you were playing Pokemon X and Y, which personally I have positive opinions about, it took so long to get to the second gym. I already had pretty much 5 of my Pokemon, with a 6th one on the way. And for some reason I was really anticipating this last Pokemon, and I wanted it to be Dedenne, because I decided I wanted an electric Pokemon, and it seemed the most appealing to me. I didn't actually want to use Helioptile for some reason. I just wanted to use the Fairy type. So, it was taking forever. I was getting so impatient. I was just like, you know what? I called up a friend. I said, can you just trade me a Dedenne? And so he did. I gave him some random ass Pokemon. I don't know, Bunnelby, because I hate that shit. Oh, sorry, bad word. Because I hate Bunnelby. I got the Dedenne, and automatically I was kind of skeptical because apparently it could only learn one actual physical fairy type move, Play Rough. However, what I didn't know was that was the best fairy type move ever. That thing wrecked house. It was so helpful in my battle against the Elite Four, and the best part is because it was traded, EXP was so easy. It just went like that. Cash money off the grid. It was amazing, which is why I love the Dedenne. Unfortunately, because it was traded to me, I could never nickname it. But if I could, I would probably name it something like Thunder Knight. I don't know if that would fit, but I would probably name it something like Thunder Knight or Dragon Slayer or something awesome like that because I love that Dedenne. Moving on to number 9 is Heracross. Now Heracross has a very happy story behind it. I never played Gold or Silver, the original games from Johto, because I was born in 1998. I was still an infant at the time. I didn't know about like this original I honestly didn't really even know about the original generations. I knew about Kanto because my first Pokemon game was Leaf Green, but I didn't know about Johto. I didn't really care too much about Johto. So pretty much, when I first started Heart Gold, my friend, I won't say his name, I think it might have been Nintendo Gamer Devlin, but I don't remember. I won't say his name or quote anything. But pretty much, I was just starting off. He felt bad for me because I was still like an amateur at Pokemon. So he's like, you know what? Here, I'll give you some eggs for your team. Have fun with that. And what he gave me in one of the eggs was a Heracross. And I remember that Heracross was already a prominent member of my team. He had great moves bred onto it by my friend because he was a great guy. And this whole time, this was also the time where people were telling me about Whitney. And I know everybody hates Whitney. She is so tough, she is so scary, and her Miltank is evil. So all this time, I was dreading the minute I had to fight Whitney. You don't know who Whitney is. She is evil.
I want to kick you.
I gathered. So I was waiting. I finally got into her gym. It was funny. I was on a trade for about a few hours. I couldn't sleep that night because I'm terrible on trades. Anyway, I was finally at Whitney's gym. I was dreading every minute I stepped up to her. And then when I got to her, it was no problem because I had Heracross. And it was so crazy. It was so amazing to have that kind of power on me. It was so amazing. And I just love Heracross in general. A bug and fighting type. It's just such an unusual combination, but it's so great at the same time. I'm sorry, I'm about to take out a tissue. This is gonna be gross. Oh my god. This is how I want to do all my vlogs. I'm sorry. My apologies. But pretty much, I love Heracross. He helped me out so much through Johto. And what only made it cooler was his Mega Evolution and X and Y, which I was so easy to get in Saddle and Forest. I strapped that right onto my Heracross and got to work. His name was Fist. I wasn't very original with names at the time, so this is pretty much my explanation. When you see my Heracross, the only thing you will see is his fist colliding into your face. Can it even be considered a fist? It's like stubby claw things, but I don't care. I love Heracross. Moving on to number 8 is Manectric. Now Manectric, in case you don't know, is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon from the Hoenn series. For the main reason that I love dogs. I've always wanted a dog, but I can't have a dog because my friends are afraid. Not my friends. A lot of members of my family are afraid of dogs. It's a lot of responsibility, my mom says, and we just can't have any in the house. So it felt so awesome to finally have a dog Pokemon that I could use throughout my adventures. And it was a really awesome Pokemon. It was fast, it was good in special attack. I just loved using Manectric. He was a cool Pokemon in general. And then when you gave him a Mega Evolution, which a lot of people say his design is he's not that good. I love Mega Manectric design. He looks like a friggin' lightning bolt, and it's just so cool. And I always just loved going into battle and using Thunderbolt on anything that came into my path, which is why I named my Pokemon Bolt after that movie that people hate from Disney about Miley Cyrus. Look, I don't care what you say. I actually really like that movie. I don't know. I just really liked that movie at the time. That's why I named Manectric that. Well, I like telling these little stories. That's pretty much the big gist of it. I love my cousin. She's just sitting here. What the hell are you talking about? Why are you such a weirdo? I don't know. Anyway, number 7 is Darmanitan. Now, in case you don't know, Unova is my least favorite region. It's not for, like, the usual reasons like, oh, they had the worst Pokemon designs. This is when Pokemon ran out of ideas. No, it did a lot of great things that I actually really enjoyed about the series. I loved the challenge mode in Black 2 and White 2. I actually really liked the designs of a lot of Pokemon, and I actually really liked, jeez Louise. I actually really liked, what was it? Oh, what was it called? Jeez Louise, I already forgot. What was its name? Oh shoot, you guys remember? You'll probably remind me in the comments down below about the rival from the second game, Black 2 White 2. But honestly, I actually really liked those. I really liked parts of the game. I didn't like it as a whole because there were a lot of Pokemon designs I didn't care for. As well as it just didn't stick too well with me. I didn't really enjoy my team that much. I just slapped some Pokemon together because I didn't know how to make a team at the moment. Like, half my team I would never put on this list. Like, Superior and Crocodile, as I've already said, are on my honorable mentions list, but not on my actual list. However, Darmanitan I saved a spot for because I freaking loved my Darmanitan. At first I was sad because it didn't have that Zen mode ability, which I thought was like, oh, it must be so cool. I only got the regular one. But no, I got the Sheer Force one. Which, in case you don't know, Sheer Force Darmanitan is terrifying. And that's why I love using him in competitive battle. And that's why I think he wrecks house, because he is such a freight train. He is so powerful. And I'm really surprised that he was not firefighting. He was just so powerful, and he learned super power of almost. He was so terrifying, but I loved him. I loved his devilish grin and his fiery eyebrows. It reminded me so much of the fun I had. Also, by the way, your 3DS is about to die, Sam. This is the power of vlogs, ladies and gentlemen. So pretty much, I just loved using Darmanitan. He was one of my favorite favorite Pokemon from Gen 5, and that's why I freaking loved him. I also, in case you want to know his name was Outrage, because just of his devilish grin and his scary ass eyebrows. It just kept. Sorry, bad word. I apologize. Okay, good. Darn it, I'm already 13 minutes into this video. God damn. I named it Outrage because it just looked like you piss it off, it's going to go kill you. And that's why I love Darmanitan. I hope Shofu can approve. Anyway, 6 on my list is Aegislash. Aegislash is probably one of everyone's favorite Gen 6 Pokemon for the main reason that it's a sword. It's the sword Pokemon. And that's what I thought was really cool about it. It was one of the Pokemon that I knew I wanted on my Gen 6 team. It's just, first it's a sword, then it's 2 swords, and then it's a sword and a shield with such a unique ability and stance change. And I just thought it was so cool to use. This one doesn't have too much of a story to it, just the fact that it took a while to get because I still need to find a Dusk Stone to evolve it. So I just kind of got to know it a long time before it even got to evolve. which is what I really loved about it. And he's the one who dealt the killing blow to Diantha, the Kalos League champion, which is what I always remember and why I always love Aegislash, because he's so powerful. Are you okay?
Itching my leg.
That's not how you scratch your leg. That's how you beat it up.
I don't really care.
Oh, jeez, Louise. Can't see it. She was pounding her leg. My God. My Aegislash's name, everyone's like, name it Kirito or something, anime related. But I actually named it Excalibur because it's the freaking almighty sword. It was just so cool. I loved using Aegislash. I loved using King Shield on people and then switching into Sage mode. Sage mode, and into a sword mode and just wrecking them with Sacred Sword. It was just great. Moving on to number 5 is actually Dragonite. Fun fact, I have never used a Dragon-type Pokemon on any of my teams. Not from Gen 1 to Gen 6. I never used a Dragon-type Pokemon, ever. So, this story actually comes from my years of... Not my years, but... like, my days back when I was doing competitive battling. One of my favorite Pokemon that I learned to love was freaking Dragonite, because Dragonite was so much fun to use. Get Dragon Dance on that thing, and then just wreck everybody with its extremely powerful moveset. And in the words of our good man, Dookie outrage till we win! Keep outraging! Confused? Eat your berry! Confused again? I don't care! Keep outraging! It was just so devastating, and I loved it so much. Plus, as a Pokemon, I actually really like Dragonite's design. I mean, it looks like the perfect balance of both cool and what I would consider to be your best friend. He's a brawler and your best friend in one. I think I've heard that in, like, Dragonite will F you up or something on the internet. Which is why I named it Buddy, because I always thought, like, oh, he's like my best buddy. I freaking love Dragonite. Which is why I made it on this list, and I decided to put him there. Number 4 is Chestnut from X and Y. As you all know, there was a lot of debate at the beginning going over which star you were going to pick. Everyone was like, ditch Froakie, he looks lame. And it's like, ooh, everyone picked Fennekin. Well, I was just sitting back, and from day one, I picked Chespin. I was on Team Chespin for the long haul because I wanted Chespin. He was adorable as hell, and I could not wait to use him. It was a dark day when Quilladin was revealed, but I stayed strong, and that's when everyone ate their words and picked Greninja. However, I stayed true to my roots and kept with Quilladin. Little did I know that Quilladin would grow to be the beast that is Chestnut. He is just so dominant looking, being the Juggernaut Pokemon, pretty much being this huge hulking monster that can apparently resist bombs, atomic bombs. That is just insane. And that gives him resistance to certain moves, his hidden ability. What was it? Bulletproof, I believe? Bulletproof. And he cannot be hit by stuff like Shadow Ball and stuff like that, which I just think is super amazing. And just from day one, I knew I wanted Chespin, which is why I was so happy that we got to have that time to bond and to really enjoy using him. And I named him Pine because, again, I say, I'm not original when I'm coming up with Pokemon names, but to this day, it's stuck, and I kind of like it. Plus, it reminds me of Gravity Falls. Rest in peace, Season 2 over, I cry every time. Anyway, moving on to number 3, I don't think this should come to too much of a surprise if you've watched my Pokemon Showdown videos, but I have gained a true, passionate, engorging love. Engorging? Is that really the right word using this? It's a deep, emotional love for Tyranitar. Tyranitar is a beast. Especially my Choice Scarf Tyranitar. Go look back at a few videos, you'll see my battle strategy when I use him. Should have expanded a little more on that. That was a really bad battle strategy video. But pretty much, Tyranitar kills things. He is a monster. Not only is his design just like Godzilla and just so amazing, I also just like its Pokedex entries where it says it's a defensive mother. They are very loving. So I like how it looks brutish on the outside. On the inside, it's really loving and caring. That's one of the coolest things that I think about it. When it's just like, it's actually really nice. I'd actually really like to have this Pokemon around. It's very nurturing, very loving. I like the motherly Pokemon, which is why I really love the idea of Mega Kangaskhan. So I've pretty much I could gorge for hours about how Tyranitar saved me in 3 battles, count them, 3 battles, and how much I freaking love T-Tar. But that would take too much time, and this vlog is already 20 minutes long. So pretty much wrap that up. My Tyranitar's name is Thrasher for good reason, because he will thrash you to hell and back. Moving on to number 2, this is my Hoenn starter, Blaziken. I always thought Hoenn was like the divided one, like Trico was picked because, oh, Ash picked him, he's a cool starter, whatever. Mudkip was picked because, do you like Mudkips? And Blaziken was picked for the stat reasons. I had no idea about competitive battling when I was a kid. I picked Torchic for the fact that Torchic was cute and Blaziken was awesome. And to this day, I still hold that to be true. Tyranitar, I don't use for its Mega, but Blaziken, you know I'm slapping that Mega on it. I am not waiting a second minute. If it's Blaze, give it a Mega Stone. If it's Speed Boost already, give it a Mega Stone. I loved Mega Blaziken, and I loved Blaziken for the fact that it was super cool. It was one of the first, it's the only Fire-type starter I've ever had. Johto, I picked Megadium. Kanto, I won't spoil. That's for a special reason. Hoenn, like I said, I just picked Blaziken, my first fire type. Sinnoh, I picked Empoleon. Unova, I picked, what was his name? Superior, I'm sorry. I mentioned him in my honorable mentions, I can't already remember his name, and I already told you I picked Chestnut and Kalos. So, Blaziken, I just love how I stayed true to it. My adventures in Hoenn may be more recent, but that just gives me more love for my recent love for Blaziken. And I actually came up with the nickname Kung Pao. I know that lots of people probably used it before me, and I know Munching Orange used it for his Blaziken in one of his recent playthroughs, or someone did anyway. But I freaking love Blaziken, I love Kung Pao, I love Mega Blaziken, and that will be my story till the end of time. However, now let's come to the big decision. Who is my number 1? That, ladies and gentlemen, is Blastoise. As I told you, my first ever Pokemon game was Leaf Green. However, what if I told you that my first starter was not actually Blastoise, but rather everyone's fan favorite, Charmander? So, like I said, my first starter was actually Charmander. I was playing through the Kanto region willy-nilly, having a fun time. I think I even found a shiny. My childhood mind might have been blinded that day because the heat was out and it made the screen look weird. But I'm pretty sure I caught a shiny Metapod. Rude. And so pretty much I was having a grand old time. However, little old me forgot to save, so all I got to was Viridian Forest. I didn't save up to that, so everything I did was lost up to Professor Oak's lab, which was horrible. Apparently, my brother decided to pick that game up, and he picked the starter for me. He picked Squirtle, and I was like, oh god, now I gotta start all over again. Gotta go pick Charmander. But then a thought came to my mind. What if I decided to keep using Squirtle? I did, and I had a blast using it. Squirtle, just the thought of using him was true another bliss, because he was just so much fun to use. He was cute, he was active, and I just loved him. When he turned into Wartortle, it was a little weird, but I still loved him. And then when he turned into Blastoise, that was the coup de grace. I loved Blastoise. From the cannons on his back, to the fact that he's a solitary warrior who trains itself, I always found that to be really cool. And he holds a special place in my heart, and feels like my true first Pokemon that I ever got to. I didn't even have a choice in using him, but I loved him anyway. And I just remember going to the end of the league with him, and it just brings back a lot of good memories for me. And to this day, I name every Blastoise I get Super Shell. And you can bet, when Gen 6 came around, I got Pokemon Y. I got that Squirtle. I named it Super Shell. And I put that Blastoise Knight on it. And I went to town using Mega Blastoise. It wrecked everything that it came across. You think that you would think that some of the places would have been hard. No, it completely decimated Malva. It completely decimated Grant. It completely decimated. Oh my God, who else was a possible threat? No one. Do you want to know why? Because Blastoise is the best, and he is my favorite Pokemon this very day. Now, I've rambled on for long enough. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, these are all my opinions on my favorite Pokemon. You do not have to agree with me. If you had some of my favorite Pokemon on this list, please leave it in the comments down below. And if you have your own favorite Pokemon, please let me know with your own list down in the comments down below. I'm glad that you could listen to me rant in this vlog, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hopefully we'll have some content in the near future, but if not, I've enjoyed having this ride with you. And one day I hope we get to meet again on the internet. Safe travels, my good companions, and as always, Gerber.